that have taken out no support yet. Go look at your 5s, and they haven't lost any support yet. So that's the problem. Is this Russell? Can it work still? Yeah. And do I think it will? Yeah, probably so. Odds are fair that it probably will, but it's going to have some help. And these other contracts, see, our up-down volume is back and forth. Our VIX is not cooperating. Our trend is starting to work up a little. It's just real neutral. It's just real chunky. So odds are relatively low, but I think it's going to work lower. I really do, guys. From what I'm seeing and reading, I think it will probably work a little lower. But you're gonna have to, you might have to marry this trade, and then be speaking in a while.
If you were in this, would your stop now be over? What is it, 30?
Right here now. Yeah, and let me tell you why. Because
wait till it breaks the 250.
No, I would actually take this off right up here now. And the reason being is on a 2-minute, I've got, look at this bar. And this is where we get back into really, looking at subtle things. This bar tells me what? This bar tells me I'm going lower. And I don't want that bar reversed. I've got a failure up here now already. And I don't want this to hold support. So my stop has to come here now. Because anything, if I retrace this baby, I'm into junk, I'm into slop, I'm into whatever. It isn't good behavior. Now, there's one problem I'm not seeing. Guys, let's look at these ticks. Let's watch your other contracts. This is the one thing that I would like to have changed. If there's anything I can change, when we broke this, I would like to see our ticks actually breaking down here as well.
Here, come in.
So if we get another tick or two down, very quickly, I want to see this tick that's sitting here at minus 276 right now break, at least get below 500, below these other bars. It may take a minute for it to do that, so we're okay. But that's a message that I don't want reversed. I don't want that changed. So I have to bring my stop on here now.
Thank you. If you have problem, call me.
You're not gonna come back?
Now, watch the tick. If this thing doesn't pop and get lower, we got our break. And the tick didn't really move. Now we're only down to 350.
Where are you going?
This thing needs, this tick, it's still not too soon to kill it. But this thing better break here right away, or we're in jeopardy of this thing retracing on us.
Who cares about learning?
And if I had a full lot on this, I would bring part of a stop. Come on. I would bring part of a stop down about here because I don't want a breakout failure. And I would lead or breakdown failure. I didn't get my tick confirmation. I got a little volume pickup on the ES, which I kind of like.
I'm against it.
So I'm not ready to throw this thing out yet. But I would start tightening this one up a little bit because I'm not seeing what I want to see. Now, this bar completes, guys. And I'm not seeing these ticks push. This is the second part of that confirmation that we kind of want. And again, we're in low volume, we're in kind of sloppy time frame here. Well, we're past lunch, but still, we got no volume. This is where we need confirmation right away, or I start bringing stops because I'm already profitable. My entry would have been here. I don't like, for me, guys, good trades. The thing about good trades is they work and they work quickly. They don't do this, lollygag here. When you're in good trades and under good trading conditions, you get instant gratification. Now, guys, this is problematic. This tick has got to get going if we're going to have any hope. And the reason it's a problem is come over here and look at the ES, and we've got support here that it's not getting through. So watch this ES. This tells me that I want to bring this stop down a little bit now. You could still have half of it up here on the pivot because this is just sloppy and you could let it go. You could be that far spread, but this is warning me that again we haven't violated anything and we're riding this thing with hope and a prayer that these darn ticks will start now. Now we got a 450. There's a 500. Now we need a 600. Sound like an auctioneer. That's how we read these bits. And if we end up with a bottoming tail, then I have no problem taking this off because we didn't get what we wanted to see here. These are the signals. These are the little footprints that we find. And by watching these other contracts really help. We got YM to break, and Qs have not broke, guys. They're sitting on S1. R1. And that's maybe a little problematic for the NQs. But these are the little footprints that we look for that tell us I can stay in a trade and let this thing work, or I need to start tightening my stops up and being careful because this baby will come back in on me. Now, will I always be right? No, I won't always be right. Will I be right most of the time? Yeah, I'll be right most of the time. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to expose myself by doing these little strategies and doing these little tools. I'm not going to expose myself to a big stop out loss. Guys, I don't sit through 10, yes. 18, 20 tick stops? Hell no. I don't do it. There should be enough warning, enough information for me to know this trade's not working well. To either lighten my exposure or get out of the darn thing or before I have to sit through that big of a stop. Now, when I took that Euro trade, I got in at 96. My stop was way down below the 5-minute bar initially. Now, I wasn't gonna leave it there because I was gonna go bar by bar, and if I got an ugly 2-minute bar I didn't like, I was gonna be willing to take it off wherever. Now, I didn't get one, and I shouldn't have got one. That's the point. Is I shouldn't have gotten one. I didn't get one, thank goodness. But if I take a 5-minute entry, it's not very often that I'm going to leave the stop way down below me. Now, sometimes you have to if you know you're in just a sloppy environment. But this is, now I'm getting volume, which gives me a little bit of more comfort with this trade on ES. But I'm not getting my ticks to break. And that's, again, guys, that's concerning to me. So, I'm part of my trade. I'm just going to keep working this stop down. That's how I read them. And this is the key for me to tell me, can this thing move? And can I get a good run out of this? Or do I have the potential of this thing coming back in and whipping me? And there's my NQ.
Where's your gloves?
2 minute. And you can see we're not breaking any base. We're not getting volume quite like the ES. We're not getting. Now we get a break. Maybe we can get this to go. So again, by trailing it this way, we haven't hurt ourselves. We haven't killed the trade yet. But it's giving me a warning sign that this thing could easily come back in on me if I'm not careful, because I just haven't broke support on some of these other contracts. Now, ES is sitting on their 5-minute pivot. If they can break that, if we can get NQ to break, then this baby should break. But gosh, at some point, this has got to get going. This tick has got to get going. Look at this divergence. From there to there. Now, guys, honest engine, my stop is coming here. At least on part of this trade, my stop's going to go here, and then I'll see how it acts as we get. And again, here we go. We've got a little base up here. I wouldn't want it to go higher than this. We've got money in the trade. Our entry is about 70, so minimum we've got 7 ticks on the back half. So I'm okay with having these stops. I'm trading somebody else's money. I got no worries. But I'm not really seeing what I want to see so far. And that's why the stops have to be getting tight. If we were seeing these ticks drop down below the way they should, then I wouldn't bring the stop quite so tight. I'd give it a little more room to bounce off of this support area. out of half. And the NQs are bouncing off support. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes. Would you have, like on this trade, would you have had some out at, in the 50?
No, guys, no. Now, here's the difference. In a downtrend, now, guys, this is different. Now, I know that this may not sound different, but in a downtrend, which I'm in on the Russell now, I'm not quite there on the other ones. But let's assume that we're all in a downtrend the whole way. I expect this support area to give. So I'm not necessarily wanting to offer out into this. Now, on a more significant support area, which is a base, this is a V-bottom. Remember, I don't really care much about V-bottoms. I expect to go through that. Because a downtrend is, by definition, it's lower lows. So I'm not really worried about this. I'm not going to offer into this one per se. I will offer into daily pivots, particularly where they line up on support. And if you're to look at the ES, and look at where the daily pivot is on the ES, I would offer into that one ahead of it if we could get down into there. Because look at the 5 minute, you can see all that congestion area near there. That's close enough for me to say, and why I'm the same way, that we're going to see some reaction, that daily pivot. This is not necessarily one of those areas. We're getting this bounce, not really because of this so much. I mean, it has something, it lends a little bit to it, but mostly we're getting it because this darn ticks didn't really get going, and I've got support on the darn NQs and on the ES and on the YM that are holding these other contracts up. That's what the response we're getting out of the Russell here. So I wouldn't offer into this. I would basically trail it, because effectively, if we could have broke those other ones, this baby would have dropped like a rock. This baby could go another 4 points, another 40 or 50 ticks before we run into trouble on it. And that's the trade I want to own, is that 40 tick, 50 tick trade. But I have to give it room now. Like when I'm first going into a trend change, like that Euro trade. Okay, I've got a prior high up there that I'm going to be cognizant of, because we're going back into that area. That one to me is worthy of taking a little off and then trailing. This one I felt my odds were much better to get through this. And that's why, guys, you wouldn't be wrong either way. If you offer out down here, you're great. And given what was going on with these ticks, you could either offer out seeing this, or you could just tighten your stops, which we did. And that's a personal call. But in this case, I would have treated it just like we did, because I thought we could get through it from what I was seeing. And if we don't, we still got a good trade. So if the logic of that works, that's what's really important. Jose, you're speaking, but all I hear is just a very faint, there we go. No, it's okay.
Is it a 2 minute or 1 minute chart you have?
Well, that's a 2 minute that's up now.
Okay.
Yeah. And now again, this is just kind of sloppy price. And if you had part of it, we still have part of this on. Now, this is a COG. This is a 2-bar break that can't fail. So, for sure, my stop would want to be right here. Because when I break, this is a nice bar up, which, okay. But if I break this lower 2 now and then pop back in, then I know things are not right. I mean, I've got some signals down here that this really wasn't doing well, so my last stop would now come to just above this bar. That's just, you don't want this one to fail this quickly. Okay, guys, gosh dang, look at the time. All right, any quick questions? I'm going to get off the mic. We've been on here way too long.
No questions here.
All righty. Well, let's do this, guys. I know we spent some time, and each time we get a lesson, I'm glad to spend an extra minute and go through a chart or a setup or a condition. If you run into one, you say, well, what did I do wrong, or what did I say? Am I looking at it right? When we go through these charts like this, and we go through the real live situations like we're doing, I think they're invaluable. I think you learn the most from those real life, real time conditions. And as we go through this analysis, I hope you can write those notes down and make notes on the charts, so it becomes an automatic part of your evaluation, and so we can spend some time to do those chart reviews as we work. Okay, I have nothing more. You guys?
Good. I'm good.
Okay. Keep doing your homework.
All right, thanks, Neil.
Okay, guys, and have a great weekend. And we're getting together Tuesday of next week, and that's our only day, right?
At noon, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That sounds great.
Good night. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Good luck today.
All right. See you.
Thanks.
Later, guys.
Wait. They stopped to talk completely. Nothing, everything is dark. Yeah. And save only once. Can you see? You don't hear anything. The meeting has ended. Oh. Yeah. Stop. Yeah.